This is the AFERIY P310 portable power station. My honest first impression, it's a monster power box that promises whole home style backup in a portable shell. Key features that caught my eye right away were the 3600 watt pure sine wave inverter, the 3840 watt hour lifesaver P310 battery, the claimed 0 to 100% fast charge in about 2.5 hours, the huge 2000 watt solar input range with MPPT, a quick 10 millisecond UPS function, and the option to expand to 11.5 kilowatt-hour with add-on batteries. From my experience using it for a home outage, weekend van cooking, and a few long shop days, it delivers massive output, but with caveats you definitely need to know. The P310 looks like a rugged rolling toolbox. The casing feels durable, the handles are solid, and the two-wheel dolly with a retractable handle is the only way you're moving it around because it's heavy. On the spec sheet, it's about 104 pounds, and my back agrees. This is not a pick-up-and-go battery. It's something you roll into place and park. The footprint is big, roughly 27 by 16 by 23 inches, so it takes up real floor space in a garage or RV. The display is bright, easy to read, and shows battery percentage, input-output power, and status icons clearly. The port layout is straightforward, 5 120-volt AC outlets with decent spacing, a set of USB ports including a 100-watt USB-C for laptops, more USB-C for phones, tablets, DC 5521, a car socket, and my favorite for builds, the 12-volt 25-amp XT60 for higher draw DC gear. The AC input port sits near the back, and the included AC cable is on the short side, which nudged me to park the unit awkwardly close to an outlet more often than I wanted. A storage bag and protective cover in the box are nice touches. I put the 3600-watt rating to work. Pure sine wave means clean power like a wall outlet, and it ran my induction cooktop and an air fryer at the same time without flinching. In the shop, I used a miter saw and a vacuum together, and the P310 held steady. Specs online sometimes mention 3300 watts, sometimes 3600 watts. My unit is labeled 3600 watts, and that matches how it behaved. Either way, it handled what I threw at it. The 3840 watt-hour battery is a big reservoir. With a normal home fridge cycling, some networking gear, lights, and a TV, I was getting through an evening outage on one charge and still had plenty left. lifesaver P310 is a safer chemistry, and it's rated for over 3,500 cycles. In simple terms, that's years of daily use before you see meaningful capacity loss, which is part of why I was drawn to it. Charging pace is a highlight. I was able to go from low battery to full in about 2.5 hours off AC when I set the unit to pull the higher input. The adjustable charging gears are useful. On a 15A household circuit, I dialed it down to around 1200 watts to avoid tripping a breaker. When I had a 20A circuit and nothing else on it, I pushed it higher and enjoyed the rapid fill. With solar, it's flexible. I used 5 400-watt panels in series through the included MC4 to XT90 cable. On a clear midday, I saw up to around 1700-watt input sustained, and on a mixed clouds day, it hovered between 900 and 1400 watts. The wide 12 to 160V MPPT window gives you freedom to wire panels in series, so the system wakes up earlier and stays active later in the day. If you're new to MPPT, it's the charger that tracks panel voltage current to pull the most power possible from the sun. The 10 millisecond UPS function is what I relied on for a brief outage. I had my network equipment and a few key outlets plugged in. When utility power dropped, the P310 took over so quickly that my router never rebooted and my desktop didn't crash. That's the kind of convenience I expect from a UPS, and this pulled it off. The Bright EMS app let me check status and change settings from the couch. Bluetooth pairing was fine, and I could adjust AC input speed and see power flows. I did have a couple of times where the app lagged reconnecting after I closed and reopened it, but it wasn't a deal breaker. Noise matters to me, and I have to be straight about it. When the P310 fast charges, or you're pulling big AC loads, the fans spin up and they're loud. In a garage, it's no big deal. In a living room or a small RV, it's the sound you notice. During low loads or when idling, it's much quieter, but as soon as you push power, expect fan noise. I need to talk about a safety scare I had. From my experience, I noticed voltage on the AC charging plug when it was connected to the input on the unit, but not plugged into the wall. I felt a quick zap when I brushed the prongs, immediately powered everything down and reached out to support. I don't touch plug prongs as a rule, and neither should you, but it still caught me off guard. In my opinion, an input plug shouldn't present any voltage when it's not connected to the wall. I stopped using AC charge until I heard back from the company. If you run into anything similar, unplug everything and contact the manufacturer right away. As a safe habit, don't leave the AC cord attached to the unit when you're not charging. I'm not offering electrical advice here, just sharing what I did to err on the side of caution. It's perfect for heavy loads where you'd normally think generator. The combination of 3600 watt output and 3840 watt-hour capacity gave me freedom to cook on an induction plate, run tools, and cover household basics during a blackout with confidence. The Life P04 battery chemistry and the long cycle life give me peace of mind on longevity. Adjustable AC charging is more useful than it sounds. I like choosing a lower draw so I don't trip older breakers, and then cranking it up when I have a strong circuit available. The solar side is excellent. The wide voltage range means simpler wiring and better harvest on marginal days, and if you have roof space for panels, it's a great off-grid partner. The 12-volt 25-amp XT60 output is a sleeper feature I keep coming back to for DC accessories that would overwhelm a standard car socket. The 100-watt USB-C port charges my laptop without a brick. The UPS is quick enough to protect my computer, and the expandability to 11.5 kilowatt-hours means I can scale it for longer outages. The 5-year warranty with a 2-year extension is reassuring. And if you're considering solar panels with it, you may qualify for credits, though you should confirm details with your utility and tax pro because eligibility varies. What holds it back for me is portability and noise. At roughly 100 pounds with only 2 wheels, it's more rollable power cart than something you reposition all day. I wish it had 4 casters for tight spaces. The included AC cable is short, which is a small thing that becomes an everyday annoyance. And while the spec sheet is strong, I've seen inconsistent numbers online about AC output and charge rates, which can confuse new buyers. The bigger concern, as I shared, is that safety moment with the AC plug. After that, I became extra careful about how I connect and store the charging cord, and I've been in touch with support for clarity. In my opinion, this machine is a powerhouse with serious strengths, and it shines when you need real household-level wattage without firing up a gas generator. It's perfect for home backup on a dedicated circuit, a workshop that needs high surge power, and RV builds where you're okay with a heavier, base station approach, and you'll mount or park it. I'd recommend this for someone who values capacity and output above all else, plans to keep it mostly stationary, and is comfortable managing charging settings and solar wiring. If one needs something you can carry frequently, want whisper-quiet operation under high load, or you're sensitive to any safety ambiguity, you'll want to weigh those trade-offs carefully and keep a close line to the manufacturer for updates or fixes. In conclusion, the AFERY P310 does what few portable power stations can: push 3,600 watts of clean AC and store nearly 4 kilowatts-hour in a single box, with fast AC charging and serious solar support. From my experience, it has powered my kitchen gear, shop tools, and home essentials impressively. The weight, fan noise, and that concerning AC plug incident are real considerations. If AFERY addresses the safety concern clearly and consistently, this would be a very compelling high-power option. Until then, I'm using it with caution, unplugging the AC cord when not charging, and keeping it as a stationary backup and solar hub, where it excels. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and drop your questions or your own experience with the P310 in the comments. Thank you for watching.